You know
Yo
what? It
guys,
gets dry at the
welcome
end of the
back
race. We'll have
to
a
another
reduction out again.
PSGL video
It's
on
fine.
the channel. Today we have around 5 around
Oh yeah, it's
Austria,
also. Oh wait, no, I missed
and
it.
we're in the first quali session,
Oh, it's raining now.
and
That's why everyone's out.
it's raining.
It's raining because it's
But
just
I didn't
starting
know it
to
was
rain.
going to be starting to rain
Oh
now,
dear.
so I'm very late to get out on the track,
No.
and we've basically, this quali, as you can see now, this is before I've even started the
Yeah, but
lap.
I'm the worst because I've got to do a
I've
whole
came
lap
out so
in wet
late,
on softs. Everyone at
and
least got like half
this
a lap
has
on
just
decent
not
wet.
worked out for me because I wasn't paying much attention, and everyone at least managed to get half a lap in on a half dry track, or at least a dry track. So my lap time is not going to be good at all, but I'm still going to send it to see what happens. But this is not how I wanted to start the round, with being on a full inter track on the softs, because it's just not going to work out for us. We're basically
why is he saying it so suspiciously
guaranteed
as well?
to be last.
Just tell us, because if we don't know them, just
And
like
if you
say
can
their
hear in the
username.
background, I'm in a call with some mates for this race. First time of many that I've got at least a video with them in the background. You can't hear them, unfortunately, but you'll be able to hear me. But once we get into the race, I won't be talking to them as much unless it's about strategy or something to do with the race, because I know this qualifying is not going to be on my side, as we nearly get taken out
Come on.
by a
just
new
nearly killed
reserve
me.
driver. Just swerves across, and that just, like, I'm not reporting it because the lap was done anyway. Like, there was no way it was going to be fast, but that could have ended badly. And to the end of the qualifying session, we're just setting laps on inter tyres now to try and be the fastest of the inter runners, and we're 5/10 up on our previous lap, and we end up going
fastest of the
P11, which of the inter times was the fastest,
which is better than last.
so instead of starting P15 we will be starting P11, and it's a Mercedes 1112, as we both messed up on the strategy for at least for the inters, so we've got it all to do in the race. Qualifying means nothing, and we're going to be starting the race on the hard tyres because at the end of the race it's supposed to be raining, so we're going to try and take these tyres to the rain, and we are on 5 red lights, and away we go for round 5 of PSGL F10. We get a decent start, to be fair. We get a better start than Wombat. Misjudge the braking zone, nearly run into the back of Patrick and have to take avoiding action to not get hit. And we're already down a place now after a promising get off the line. But there's a car on my inside, so we're not going to be able to go for a move. I end up half doing it anyway, and then we get sandwiched into the hairpin by our teammate and against Linus. And we end up losing a position to Neil Sano as well now. So we've already dropped down 2 places as Neil Sano's going for a move on our teammate Jamie. A bit of contact is made, but Jamie manages to keep the position. Neil Sano, Jamie, myself, and TVH in the top left are the drivers I can see that are on the hards right now. We should all be aiming to go to the rain at this point, but right now we just need to get our head down and try and make up some more positions, because we've had an awful start. Awful qualifying, starting P11 when we could have been fighting for the top, especially in a championship fight. It's not ideal. Neil Sano has a squirrely exit. He nearly loses the back end, manages to save himself, and we're going to see if we can get him into the next hairpin. We're going to be using a lot of our ERS here. We're not really making a gain though, so I decided to turn it off and not use any more battery because we don't want to be wasting it all. Neil Sano actually goes for a move on Jamie, who goes a bit deep and locked up into the turn 3 maybe? Turn 3 hairpin. And he luckily manages to survive and stay ahead. And we're just going to try and get into the train, get into a good rhythm. I'm feeling really good around Austria. Cutting from lap 2 to lap 3, we are going to go and get a better exit than Neil Sano out the first corner, who has a bit of oversteer. And we're going to now use our ERS. We turn it off again, but DRS is now available, and then we go for a massive send up the inside. Nearly go into the back of our teammate, but manage to keep it away. There's a bit of wheel contact from Neil Sano, and now he is under pressure from Linus in the Aston Martin. And we're going to defend the inside into turn 4, just so we don't get Neil Sano sending it up our inside, which we wouldn't want. But cutting from lap 3 to lap 7 now, nothing happened apart from Jamie got ahead of Ugoni. Don't know if that's how you say his name. But then Sarking has an awful moment out of turn 1, loses it,
unboxing,
slams into the wall
on the mediums,
and is now out of the race and caused a safety car.
I'm not going to lose any
this
places,
is somewhat perfect for us
I'll gain, I'll lose
because we're going to be boxing now, and this is perfect because we can go on mediums until the rain, and we won't lose any positions because we're so far down the grid that this just seemed like a no-brainer decision to make. And us boxing now is going to give us great tyres. And unfortunately, the Mercedes, we're going to have to double stack. And yeah, we have to double stack the cars here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I'm not complaining too much because I was kind of planning to come out in last place anyway with this pit stop. But somehow we managed to get the leap on Ugoni. And then we were in front of TVH, but then the game just made us back us out, which I think that's unfair. That shouldn't have happened. But only losing 2 places and now having the fresh set of tyres, we are all going to have such a big advantage over the cars out in front that didn't box, which is most of them. And we're getting away now. We react very late to the restart, but we're going to just lock in now, using a bit of ERS to stick with TVH. We're going to want to try and get past everyone as quickly as we can. Even though he's on fresh tyres, I'm still going to be wanting to make the moves. We get my second warning of the race only on lap 11, so we're going to have to focus really hard not to have a moment anywhere else and have something happen. Up ahead, Blackberry going for a move on Neil Sano, not quite able to get it done, but this is just going to be the power of the fresh tyres. The train is so close together and it's going to be chaos, but we wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I'm really wanting there to be chaos up ahead, just so I can maybe capitalize on any mistakes that people may make. But just gonna have to lock in. TVH has a little bit of a moment there, but nothing done. He could have spun it, but he didn't, which is good for him. But up ahead, you can see someone's going two side by side up into the fast final 2 corners, and look ahead, everyone is scrambled together. No one is safe here. People are so close together. The people that didn't box are now holding up all the people with fresh tyres. All the braking zones are different. We actually get hit in the rear by the McLaren, and I don't think that was on me because I had to brake earlier because of the amount of cars in front that were braking sooner. It only made sense that had to happen. But up ahead, Wombat has a moment. He's ghosted. We seize an opportunity and we go around the outside of TVH, who get held up by Wombat spinning, or half spinning. But we're going to go side by side up into turn 4. Blackberry up ahead, also going side by side. Wombat goes deep and we see a chance to make a move, and we get 2 cars in 1 corner, and we're up into P10 right now. Blackberry up ahead, also making his moves, and you can see ahead, this is the whole train, the whole field is within a second or 2 of each other, and up ahead it's absolute chaos. I would not like to be in that area right now, because it's just, I'd be too scared to lose my wing. You can see P1 to myself in P10 is in like a 2-second window. It's so tight, the margins are so small. No margin for error right now. The braking zones are so early because of the amount of people having to brake to not hit the cars in front. It's really interesting, to be honest. We haven't really had this to this much of an extreme in any race yet. As Langfield gets spun round by Neil Sano, we're going to hope there's not a safety car there, but he seems to get going on the minimap. He's away again. Yellow flags are gone. It's unfortunate for him, but good for us because we're making more positions. Neil Sano goes very wide. We see an opportunity to go side by side. We're going to try and hang it round the outside into turn 5 or 6. Hang it round. We just have more confidence. We're going to go side by side again, but he decides to back out. And we're now behind my championship rival, T. Patrick, who is getting overtaken right now by Blackberry Hall. Dangerous place to be going side by side. but we have to slow it down massively. We hit the back of him. I think we got hit in the back to hit the back of him. It's just incredibly tight right now. It's very risky and anything could happen. It could go wrong at any moment. But we're getting a better exit than Patrick. We're using a lot of our ERS, using the DRS, moving to the left. Berg is giving him DRS, or slipstream I should say, but we're able to hang it around the outside. Maybe get it around the outside of the Alpha? No, we can't get it done there. But a bit of contact again, Patrick just not leaving us the space. But no harm done. We get past up into P7 and he still needs to box and his tyres are going to continue to get worse as Berg has a moment and ends up hitting us. But it's alright. In P7 now, which is very nice. We still have more grip. We're going to look to go for a move. No, we're not. I thought we would just try and capitalise. But right now we're just going to have to sit behind. I don't fancy going side by side into the final two corners, no matter how much faster I will be. It's just not worth it. He goes wide, he's getting a warning for that, I'm pretty sure. We get a much better exit than him, and we pull to the inside. Using our ERS, we're going to go side by side up into turn 1. Can we get it done nice and cleanly? We brake later, we have more grip, we get it done, and we're up into P6 and able to easily defend because of our superior grip. We're behind P5 right now, and we haven't had the cut since the end of the safety car on lap 12 because there's just been so much action constantly, and we're going to have more as we use our ERS, pull to the left, nearly contact. He's squeezing us right up to the end, right up to the corners of the track. We're having to take the furthest line we can, a little bit of contact, but we have more grip, more power, and we get up into P5. Way too much is happening, and up ahead we're already at like less than a second off of P1. Cutting onto lap 16 now, maybe only a lap later, we move to the left of Blackberry Hall, whose soft tyres are now starting to die off. He brakes later than us, but we try and hang it around the outside. We manage to. We get a better exit then, and we're using more of our ERS again. We're only on 16% right now, but we managed to get up into P5. We're going to have to defend the inside line. Actually, we're not going to defend the inside line, but I thought we would. But you can see up ahead, two cars are flashing. P1 and P3 are both flashing. They have got at least 8% less ERS than us. We see a gap with Cameron. We're going to go to the inside, but he just pulls across. Luckily, I decided not to go for that, because if I did, I would have got swiped. But again, we are faster right now. But I'm not going to try and make a move into the final two corners, because it is just not worth it. Massive moment for Cameron, who is just not having a great section right now. His tyres are gone. He might have picked up 2 warnings for that. Going to pull to the inside. We're going to get past, but can we move back over to the racing line? We do. We nearly rear end the back of our teammate, but we judged it just right, and that was a perfect braking zone for that move. Managed to get it done perfectly. Jamie is going for a move into turn 3, the hairpin on Old Wine, who we actually make a little bit of contact with. We have to compromise our line a little bit to not hit him. But up ahead, both the cars ahead are flashing, but we are now also flashing. But we are on fresher tyres than Old Wine, who is still going side by side with Jamie actually. We're trying to make a move on Old Wine, but Old Wine is still on the back of Jamie. It's very tight for the lead right now. He goes wide, we see a gap, we have more grip, we go on down the inside, he leaves us the space, and we are up into a Mercedes P1 and 2 before the rain. This strategy of going in for the new tyres has worked out perfect for us, because if we stayed out we'd still be like P3 or 4, it would not be good for us. But onto the end of lap 18, pull to the inside, me and Jamie are going to try and work together here, but I outbrake myself, lock up and compromise both of our lines. I somehow don't get a warning for that, but I was kind of accepting to let Jamie back past here if he was clear enough. But right now he's not able to, so he decides to think better of going for the move and backs out, and we are officially in P1. Gonna get a weather report now, and the weather, the rain is gonna start coming in like 5 minutes, 2-3 laps maybe. Cutting onto the beginning of lap 21. I think now is when the rain happens. Yeah, because I lock up a little bit there, surprisingly don't get a warning, which would have given me a penalty. But yeah, right now it is raining. You can see on the screen the rain is coming. I am the leading Mercedes, so we will be boxing this lap. We have pit priority over Jamie. which is very unfortunate for him. But once we come into the box, I was hoping he'd follow me in, just so he'd lose less time. 1.5 seconds ahead of P2 going into the box. This is the perfect time to be boxing for Inters. I think he should have came with me, just so he can not lose as much time as he will probably lose staying out another lap on dry tyres on a wet track. We come out in P8, everyone behind us also box, but we are going to be net P1 after everyone's boxed, which is beautiful for us. As you can just see now, yeah, it's full wet on the end of the lap. I come out, it is full wet. The cars that stayed out have lost so much time, and we're going to see how far ahead we are going to come out of everyone else. And right now we've came out and they're not even leaving the pits yet. We have came out in P2, but for some reason Langfiel hasn't boxed yet. I'm not sure why, he doesn't have a teammate in the race. But we've came out 5.5 seconds ahead of P2. Jamie's lost out a little bit, which is why I think he should have boxed with me, because he's now 3 seconds behind a car that boxed the lap before. But right now, we have pulled a 7-second gap now. It's still into conditions. We've just been locked in, 10 laps to go, out the final corner. And I believe there's going to be something happening here.
Oh, don't do it. No, he's done it.
Yeah,
He's done
this is huge that's happened. A huge moment in potentially my season here. Patrick, my championship rival, who is currently a few points ahead of me in the championship, has DNF'd. And we are in prime position to win this race. This could be massive points gained right now. And I'm going to box because I've got enough of a gap to box for new intermediates, and they will be so much faster because fresh intermediates are so massive to have in this game. If you have a chance to put on fresh inters, you do it, because tyre wear, we're on like 20% right now. But I'm going to be hoping
Get me out in
that
front of the McLaren,
because
please.
only one other person's boxed, I'm hoping we can get out in front of the McLaren, who will be in P3. It's going to be tight, trying to get the power down while also not hitting the wall on the exit. We manage to just about come out ahead of the McLaren in P4, which is crucial to this race.
Love to see it.
That pit stop has helped us out here so much. We managed to make a free stop. No one else has boxed apart from the guy that's like maybe 4th last. But huge for us, as we are now on the safety car restart. Clackeria goes. Jamie is already on the back of him. We're going to just pull away, let them fight it. Contacts matey, pushes Jamie out the way. Bit of a strong defense from him, but we're going to instantly be using our superior grip, our ERS, and the slipstream to try and make a double overtake here. Clackeria defends, brakes very early. We hit the back of him. He runs deep. We managed to take the inside line, and because we have the superior tyres, we get ahead using our ERS. It has taken us 2 corners to get up ahead. He's going to go for the inside line, but we're just able to brake that much sooner. He hits the back of us, which is a little bit annoying. Nothing done though. And we're basically just up into P1 now. We have no threat in the top 5, or even on the track. The only other guy that has boxed for fresh intermediates is currently in last place, which is good for us because we are able to pull a gap. It's been 5 corners since the overtake, and we were 1.2 seconds ahead.
Oh, it's done it again, man.
And now there is another safety car, which we did not need
now, surely.
because we were 3 seconds ahead of the guys in P2. And we have now got another safety car, but surprisingly again, no one boxed. We go early on the safety car restart, a bit hectic here, but we decide to take a jump earlier on as soon as the safety car comes in, and we're instantly going to be trying to pull away and pull a gap with 3 racing laps left in the race. Taking the first corner, nice, getting the power down, and just by being out the first corner we're 9/10 ahead. And it's looking very promising from Mercedes 1-2 here, because the P3 and 4 both have 3-second time penalties for track limits, which is not good for them, but for me and Jamie that is perfect. 1 second ahead, and then I just cut to the end because this has been another dominating race for us. With 4 seconds ahead on the last lap, still a Mercedes 1-2. We've just got our head down, picked the strategy perfectly, and if we can hold it out now and not spin the car, we will have won by maybe 5 seconds by the end of the race, which will be such a commanding victory. Everything has seemed to play out perfectly for us. The strategy, the tyre we started on, the times the safety cars came out, the decisions of when we made to box, and the decisions when everyone else decided not to box. We are managing to win this race in dominating fashion, and we have now gone to within 1 point of the championship leader. Because we didn't manage to pick up a fastest lap point, we are 1 point behind instead of even.
Good race.
But it is a Mercedes 1-2.
Like it was,
and that also moves Mercedes to the top of the constructors, which is, this race couldn't have gone better for either of us. Starting from P11 and 12 and finishing in P1 and 2.
Merc 1-2
is
from 11 and 12.
Such a good finish for the team and for my championship hopes. Like, that is, this race couldn't have gone any better. Like, it really couldn't have. I got a scare with the last safety car because I did have a 7-second lead. No, I was scared with the first safety car because I had a 7-second lead. I would have been completely fine to just go to the end, win easily, not have to deal with any stress with the last safety car. But luckily we've managed to get it done. I apologise for not uploading Vegas last week, but that was a very mid result. I got P7. It was a boring race. Not many showed up. I was awful. But 1 point off the championship lead right now. Back with another video. And I will see you next week for a track. Don't know.